Hi, I'm Lindsay Reiser. We have breaking news out of Washington, D.C. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro is giving an update on charges related to the damage found at the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. Let's listen.
Resource, a national treasure, and that is the reflecting pool that runs from the Washington Monument to the Lincoln Memorial, which is, of course, a symbol of D.C.'s beauty and history. Now, it was recently renovated with significant funds and investment. Any tampering undermines that. And make no mistake, if anyone decides they want to damage that, whatever they think their reason is, or whether they think it's justified, or whether they think it's not important, will be held to account. This is a priority not only for the president, but for myself as well. So, today, a grand jury has returned a felony indictment against a defendant, David Hearn, for felony destruction of property, for which he faces 10 years in prison. The indictment is in response to an incident that occurred on June 19th of 2026, in which the defendant Hearn ripped a piece of recently installed sealant on the bottom of the reflecting pool at the Lincoln Memorial. The evidence shows, and we will prove beyond a reasonable doubt, that Hearn willfully destroyed property at the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. This was a deliberate act to damage the reflecting pool at the National Mall that members of the National Park Service actually have worked hard to restore and have witnessed. By Hearn's own admission, on June 19th, he reached down into the pool. Our evidence further shows that the National Park Service employees observed Hearn actually forcefully and violently pulling up and removing the bottom liner with both hands. According to witnesses, Hearn damaged approximately 2 square feet of sealant from the bottom of the pool. A Parks employee actually told Hearn to stop his behavior and stop what he was doing. Hearn reacted by shouting at that Parks employee, saying that she cared too much about the reflecting pool, and why did she even care, since it wasn't her pool. Now, Mr. Hearn's behavior was characterized by witnesses as belligerent, rude, and disrespectful, according to National Park Service employees that witnessed the event. Now, let me talk a moment about those employees. Many of those employees have come from around the country because they are proud of this nation. They are proud of the 250th anniversary that we are about to experience. Many of them have decided to step away from their desks and to go outside and actually work next to the pool to witness what was going on, as opposed to staying in a cool office. These are the witnesses that we're talking about in this case. These are the people who care about this particular monument and what is going on. They work long hours, and they are tireless in their efforts, and they must be shown respect and not be treated with belligerence and with disrespect by those who seek to damage the very monuments that they are there to protect. And they certainly should not have to witness the damage done right in front of their faces. The United States Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia remains committed to protecting our national resources, our monuments, and our parks from vandals, and we are especially committed to doing so in advance of our 250th anniversary. Now, I don't know if you want to add anything to this? Sure. Deputy Chief Lamont from the Park Police.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Deputy Chief David Lamont, and I am the Field Operations Division Commander for U.S. Park Police. U.S. Park Police's mission is to support the mission of the National Park Service and the Department of Interior, and to safeguard lives and to protect cultural resources. We understand this summer there are a lot of events for America's 250th birthday, and the U.S. Park Police will be very visible downtown. Our job out there is to keep people safe, and we encourage people to come down and enjoy the parks. That being said, if anybody does come down to the parks, commits any acts of violence, or commits any other acts such as vandalism, we will hold them accountable, and they will either be cited or arrested.
Okay, questions?
Was this part of the pool, you know, there had been some damage before. Was this part of the pool specifically, was the sealant already partially removed? Did he rip it back?
We've been listening to U.S. Attorney in Washington, D.C., Jeanine Pirro, provide an update on charges related to the reflecting pool. She said landmarks and monuments belong to all of us and need to be protected. She called the reflecting pool a national treasure. She said it was recently renovated with significant funds and investment. And she said that there has been a renaissance in Washington, D.C. Of course, this is echoing a lot of what we hear from President Trump. One of his moments of pride, in his view, is cleaning up the city of D.C. She said that this is a priority for the president and herself. She said former Olympian David Hearn, who was arrested, well, we know that he was arrested at the reflecting pool last month and has been indicted by a grand jury in Washington on one count of destruction of property. She says that he forcefully and violently removed some of the bottom liner with both of his hands, that he damaged about 2 square feet of the sealant from the bottom. Remember, the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool had been resealed recently with a sealant that President Trump himself had picked. And there was a lot of online fodder after the fact because he had been complaining about the color of the water. And after they had drained it, done this sealant, then algae actually came back, turning that reflecting pool green again. And he had painted the bottom American flag blue. And so some people were saying that it was already peeling. And then the government came out and said that many people had been arrested with trying to vandalize it. We heard also there will be extra park police over the July 4th weekend.